Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Nugget of Truth time with Pastor Matt on a cold Tuesday morning, but the sun is out, and that's good, and it looks like all the leaves are down finally. All right, we're on Nugget number 452. Now, this past weekend, we talked about the Advent word love, is the third week of Advent. And we talked about emotion. Just real briefly, we talked about what a powerful emotion love is. So we're going to talk a little bit about emotion today. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, we live by faith, not by sight. We fallen humans generally make decisions by sight, and sight usually takes one of three forms. We let our emotions be the guide. In other words, we do what we want to, and pride and feelings rule. I think that's primarily what happens most of the time, that our emotions make a lot of decisions for us. We take a common sense approach, evaluating the pros and cons, the risk involved in each course of action. So that's not so much an emotional one, but more of a, what do you see? And the third one, we seek supernatural guidance. Often, unfortunately, in pagan ways, the world does, by stars and horoscopes, mediums, even spiritists, and even best-selling self-help gurus. There are profound problems with each approach. Each one has an issue. Consider the first one. It traps many believers. God created our emotions and intends them to be fulfilled, but he does not intend for them to rule us. So they are a gift, but they're not supposed to be the thing that we make decisions based on. If they did, our lives would be roller coasters, rides up, rides down with every whim and trend. There could be no consistency in such an approach to life, and there could be no worship of God. God transcends our feelings. That's a huge line right there. Do you understand? God transcends our feelings. And when we elevate them above his wisdom, we are placing ourselves on the throne of our own heart, where only he belongs. Emotional guidance is a disastrous way to live. It's true for us as a people, an individual, but also as a country. Emotional guidance is a disastrous way to live. It sets the course of our lives based on the mood of the moment. We end up living with immeasurable regrets. Sooner or later, we find out. He who does whatever he wants at any given moment is like an animal and a fool. That's pretty harsh. God's prescription for our wisdom is to find his. His is constant. His is eternal. His is deeply rooted in reality. The way things really are. It is not trendy. It is not superficial. In short, his wisdom is everything our emotions are not. A believer who forsakes her own feelings for a believer who forsakes his or her own feelings for the much more reliable guidance of the eternal God has become wise. That's something. Sometimes we have to forsake our feelings if we want to be wise. That believer must realize that feelings are not forever. God created us for emotional fulfillment. So emotions are important. No one wants to deny that. But we are much more fulfilled when he fills us, not when we try to fill ourselves with our own short-sighted cravings. Sight is limited, faith is not. We must walk by faith, not by sight. All right. Let's go. Went long. Take care. God bless. Bye.